What if the queen you grew up saluting and the king you thought ran the chessboard built their throne on a name that never belonged to them? Tonight, we're cracking open a vault the industry has tried to weld shut for 2 full decades. A vault that starts with one vanished R&B powerhouse, winds through backroom contract tricks, and lands on a billion-dollar baby whose very name might be the biggest Easter egg in hip-hop history. Picture the early 2000s. Destiny's Child is still harmonizing. MTV is still golden, and a Rhode Island singer named Blue Cantrell barges onto radio with a war cry hook, hit 'em up style oops, that crushes every chart it touches. In 2 weeks, her debut album strikes gold. 2 months later, she's sharing magazine covers with Ashanti, Maya, and Monica. Labels can't spend fast enough. Morning shows call her the next great voice. She's everywhere. But behind the scenes, Blue is writing different lyrics. Late-night collaborations with heavyweight producers in Midtown, hush-hush after-parties in Diddy's Manhattan loft, and most important, studio sessions that keep running long because Sean Jay-Z Carter keeps dropping by just to vibe. Insiders swear the chemistry isn't PG. The chatter follows them from penthouses to private islands, from paparazzi sidewalks to the green rooms Wendy Williams prowls for dirt. Wendy lands her shot in 2003. Live on air, she leans in and fires the question Blue's label begged her to skip. Ever kissed Jay-Z? Romantically? Blue doesn't nod, doesn't shake, just blushes, giggles, and lets the silence hang. For celebrity gossip, silence can be louder than a scream. Headlines explode. Jay and Blue? Vibe runs a blind item about a secret Caribbean weekend. Forums fry dial-up modems debating whether Beyoncé, barely out of Destiny's Child, just lost her man. That same week, Beyoncé's first solo single drops. Suddenly, the Carters start moving like a crisis team. Photographers catch Jay and Bey at the Nets game, front row, hands laced, smiles rehearsed. PR blasts announce their collab, 03 Bonnie and Clyde, video dropping in days. When the clip lands, viewers can't miss the deja vu. Desert roads, cowboy leather, desperate on the run romance. Imagery Blue used months earlier in her own Western-themed roundup short. Fans cry coincidence. Bloggers call copy-paste. Blue fires her first shot in The Guardian. If she's jacking my style, that's immature. Take it up with your man, not the girl. Then, like someone flipped a kill switch, opportunities evaporate. Arista halts Blue's tour budget. Promo posters vanish from buses. Radio programmers swap her newest single for Beyoncé's Baby Boy, coincidentally writing the exact same Caribbean pocket Blue just charted with Sean Paul. By spring 2004, her management can't even get callbacks. She friends and family funds studio time for album 3, but the label passes. Buzzblogs report nothing, because publicists won't send screeners. Blue's star, rocket launched just 3 years earlier, burns out mid-sky. And that's where the story should have ended. Another music biz cautionary tale. Except it doesn't end. It festers. Whispers keep growing in barbershops and hair salons. Blue hasn't just been blacklisted, she's been scrubbed. People claim she carried Jay's child, or, depending on which late-night phone line you catch, was forced to terminate a pregnancy that might complicate Carter brand expansion. There's no baby photo, no medical record, just rumor after rumor that her contract meltdown wasn't about sales. It was about secrets. 8 years later, the word Blue roars back into culture, this time as the first name of Beyoncé and Jay-Z's daughter. Stans celebrate, haters eye roll. But for industry vets who remember 2002 club chatter, the choice feels surgical. Jay's favorite color? Cute. Hebrew symbol for rebirth? Maybe. A permanent reminder of a vocalist who disappeared under suspicious timing? Now that sticks like a burr. Then comes the infamous Australian interview. Beyoncé sits, pregnant glowing, in a coral dress. She leans, belly folds, and social media seed explodes. Screenshots race around the globe. Beyoncé's bump collapses, surrogate proof. Her team calls it a fabric wrinkle. Tabloids call it the smoking belly. Conspiracy circuits connect the dots. If Bey didn't carry, who did? Could a silenced singer have served as secret surrogate? Without DNA receipts, we're in rumor territory, but every silence from the Carter camp makes the smoke look thicker. 2014 detonates the fuse. At 2 a.m., Santa Monica police detained Blue Cantrell running barefoot, screaming that someone's trying to gas me. TMZ pushes the mugshot, morning shows recycle the crazy R&B one-hit trope. Mental breakdown, they label. Close talkers wonder if it's the meltdown of a woman haunted by things she signed away her soul to bury. Blue disappears into treatment, and gossip columns move on. But a pattern locks into place. Call them crazy, cut them off, carry on. Look around. Tierra Marie drops 2 Rockefeller singles, then ghosts after rumors she's too friendly with Jay. Kathy White, alleged Carter side fling, reportedly plans a press reveal. Dies the night before. Jaguar Wright lights up YouTube years later claiming she saw contracts, saw hush money, saw A-list blacklists shaped like dartboards. She names Jay. Lawyers lunge. Her interview clips vanish, re-upload, vanish again. Here's why this matters now. TikTok detectives have stitched Wendy's 2003 clip, Beyoncé's folding bump, Blue's barefoot night, and one jaw-dropping blind item about Def Jam corporate lawyers ghostwriting NDAs for artists who knew too much. The hashtag Blue Cantrell Truth racks 10 million views in a weekend. Gen Z fans, too young to hum Hit 'em Up style, are binge-reading Billboard archives and asking why a Grammy-nominated vocalist with chart proof simply stopped existing. And Blue? 21 years after her breakout, she surfaces on Instagram Live, ring light low, voice steady. She thanks supporters, says she's ready to sing again, and mentions a forthcoming truth session. In one sentence, she triggers crisis meetings at streaming services and caffeine-fueled scroll parties among every pop culture podcaster. Because if Blue confirms even half the rumor threads, say that she dated Jay, discovered a pregnancy, and found her contract mysteriously mutilated, then the Carter dynasty faces an earthquake more brutal than any elevator tussle leak. If she swears Beyoncé's camp pressured radio to bury competing female voices, Bayhive loyalty meets Me Too outrage head on. If she reveals a payoff for silence, SEC lawyers might sniff around public company filings tied to Live Nation mergers. No NDA stays unchallengeable once one party calls duress. Now layer in the 2025 landscape. Hip-hop's reckoning with secret power games is in full swing. Diddy fights federal charges. Tyler Perry dodges a $260 million harassment grenade. Fans are hungry for receipts, not tabloids. Blue Cantrell stepping up in this climate isn't a rebrand. It's a controlled burn. But let's pump brakes. Theories need proof. Beyoncé could indeed have carried blue ivy. Fabric can fold. The name Blue might be Jay's cosmic color obsession. Labels cut artists every day for sales dips, not conspiracies. However, history shows that whenever artists clash with gatekeepers who also control distribution, the fallout often looks eerily like Blue's trajectory. Sudden silence, mental health framing, rights lost in fine print. Here's a morsel audiences forget. Contract counsel. Blue later tells indie press she was strong-armed into using a lawyer recommended by her label, only to find out that attorney represented the label too. Conflict of Interest 101. That maneuver alone can kill a career, no Carter plot needed. Yet it also shows how easily a rising star's leverage evaporates when top suits decide her voice threatens larger profit plans. Fast forward to right now, this very watch party. You might hit comments saying, "Why didn't Blue sue?" Litigation costs millions, and if you've just been dropped, capital dries up. Add fear of blacklisting. No radio, no streaming playlist, no festival will touch you if power players whisper problematic. Silence becomes survival. But survival has a shelf life. 20 years later, Blues masters still stream. They earn. And copyright law says she can re-record soon. Imagine Blue drops new vocals of Hit 'em Up style, partners with a docu-series, and tells the unfiltered saga. The same algorithm that erased her could resurrect her, while simultaneously rewriting Carter lore. That's why every Beyoncé PR pitch in 2025 emphasizes family unity. Why Jay's social feed floods with nostalgia flashbacks that center his good dad brand. Why Ivy Park pressers stress female empowerment and never mention industry politics. Image armor is tightening because history shows cracks spread fastest when ignored. So, where does that leave us? Somewhere between conspiracy and cautionary tale, waiting for a voice to decide if it wants to sing or subpoena. Blue Cantrell's next move, an IG Live, a podcast sit-down, a single drop titled Silenced, could either prove our collective imagination overheated or confirm the darkest backstage whispers of pop's golden age. Until she speaks, weigh the breadcrumbs. A career roaring full throttle, then dead stop without scandal. A baby name choice that mirrors a missing star's stage moniker. A suspicious contract lawyer, a folding baby bump, a barefoot midnight panic. A repeat pattern of women around the throne who fade, fold, or fall. A repeat pattern of women around the throne who fade, fold, or fall. A repeat pattern of women around the throne who fade, fold, or fall. Coincidence? Maybe. Symphony of control? Possibly. Either way, the countdown is loud. Because in 2025, one leaked voice memo can torch brand deals faster than any diss track. And one verified DNA swab, if it exists, can flip the Carter legacy like a scratched vinyl. Hit like if you caught a new detail. Drop your theory below. Did Blue carry a secret, or are fans carrying fantasy? Smash subscribe, because when those receipts surface, we'll break them down line by line. The industry may try to ghost its ghosts, but memory streams forever, and the algorithm never forgets what you play on repeat. Stay tuned. The next song could be a comeback anthem, or a confession that rewrites hip-hop royalty from the name down.